What is going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Ovenged channel. On today's episode, I want to keep this very short. It's going to be kind of a tech tip for you guys. I recently watched Mike Finnegan on the FSM channel, Finnegan's Garage channel, and he actually had this product that was a kind of a magnetic bench that you could hold onto your parts as you were grinding. I believe it was a magnetic chuck table or something like that. Can't really remember the terminology, but I actually went online and kind of priced one up. And they're around $8 to $12 to $1,500, and I figured I'd come at you with another way cheaper version to do the same thing that I've been using for quite some time now. It is roughly going to cost you around $120, $130, or you may even have one at your disposal, or you may have one at the shop already. So what this is going to kind of base around is a third hand. When you're doing mild steel parts, sometimes you have to use clamps, certain type of clamps, variety of clamps to hold that part as you're grinding. And as much as I love clamps, where would we be without clamps? They kind of get in the way when you're grinding, especially if you want to try to get that dross off from your plasma table, or if you just want to chamfer the edge because you want to paint it, or just want to get the mill scale off. But they kind of get in the way. You kind of chom up your heads there, you nick your threads, you kind of just make a mess of your clamp. So I came up with another way that is pretty straightforward, pretty easy. And being in a metal shop, more than likely they're always around, or you can pick them up very, very cheap off Amazon, like you say, probably $130. So what I'm actually talking about is one of these devices here. So this is a permanent magnetic lifter, this one is called. Not really sure of the brand name, but this one is 300 kilograms, which is roughly around 660 pounds of straight pull force, I believe. And this is essentially the same thing as a table. You have a lever here that automatically flicks on. You have this safety stop, and now you can straight pull up to 660 pounds with this. I've seen these up to like 5,000 pounds, and of course the sky's the limit. I'm sure there's probably 10 or 12,000 pound version of these, but the cheapest on Amazon is this one, which is 660 pounds, 300 kilograms of straight pull force. So what I do with it as a third hand is I actually take it on my fitting table, I flip it upside down, and I put it underneath, and then I just turn it on. Now I have a magnetic table in this area that I can literally just put pieces of plate. I can grind it, it stays put. Now you do have to kind of keep in the back of your mind that this is 600 pounds of pull force. So to get it off the table, it may actually take quite a bit. Now if you position it properly on your table, which I haven't done here, you can make sure that you always have something over the edge of the table so that you could just kind of go on with it. But what happens if you say, well, Mitch, I don't have a fitting table or a metal table or any of the sorts, or maybe you're out in the field, maybe you have a weld truck, maybe you're working off a fender on a trailer. You can then turn around and say, you know what, let's take this pin out, flip it upside down, try to turn it on because it is a little bit of force. Now it's on. You can then go ahead, probably set up a little bit of a bigger work area, probably get a quarter plate, because once again, these are pretty strong magnets. They will pull. So now you can have your base plate or your work area, whatever you want to call it, and you can have your grinding item. You go ahead. Now, once again, they are very strong. They will stick your grinder there. And it's just something to be careful for, especially with such a powerful magnet. If they are pinch points, you will get your finger caught in there if you're not careful. But from a price standpoint, this is definitely the better way to go, in my opinion. At least you can use it around the shop if you have something to pick up, you know, that mild steel. Obviously, that's not going to work with aluminum or stainless steel. But for mild steel products, you can use them as a lifting device, clamping device, and they're $130 on Amazon. Can't go wrong, instead of that $1,200 price point. So I figured I'd share that with you. Very simple tool. We'll run parts, 50, 40, 100 parts that are very small and you don't want to clamp. It's kind of a nuisance, but this one right here will save you a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of curse words. Thanks for watching.